today we are taking a break from working on the green truck because we need to change the transmission in the red truck. The red truck is a 2000 F350, 7.3 liter, and it's been growling pretty good for pretty much since I bought it, which was about 3 years ago. So second gear and up, it really starts to growl loud while you're driving it. You can still drive it right now, but when we were out plowing a parking lot 2 weeks ago, went from reverse to drive, and it sat there for a minute. I gave it just a little bit of gas because I didn't feel it engage, and it revved up, and then it engaged. So it's about at the end of its life, I think. So the plan is we'll pull this which I'm assuming it's the original transmission for the truck. We'll pull that out. I bought a used one with 167,000 miles on it. So we'll put that one in. That will get me through winter for plowing. The other thing is Tim's a full-time mechanic. Me and Malachi, we do tree removal and snow and ice management. So we do these builds about 1 day a week, and sometimes you got to get away from the build and do some maintenance to your actual working trucks. So anyways, we can check in with Tim down here and see what he's doing.
All right, so we went ahead and pulled the starter and the closeout panel for the torque converter here. The starter doesn't actually have to come out on these, but it just makes it more easy to get to the bolts. So there are 6, they're actually studs that come from the torque converter through the flywheel. We got all the nuts off. There's 6 of them. We got to rotate it around and get those off.
Get that in there.
Yep.
Maybe.
Do we need some more light?
No. That's about as good as it's going to get. Oh, right there.
You're just looking at the oil pan.
Yeah.
So we got those off. The transfer case, we're slowly getting the bolts off. The cross member is held in by 1 bolt. Electrical's starting to get unhooked. Shifter cable's unhooked. So we're real close to lowering the back down so we can get the bell housing bolts out. But we already drained it just to kind of keep the mess to a minimum, and always it's nice to work a little cleaner. So we drained the transmission first. But we are making progress.
Without me, Tim would lose all his nuts and bolts.
When working on rusty vehicles, if it's supposed to be a 13 and it's starting to strip out, put a half inch. It's just slightly smaller, usually fits right on nice and snug, and you don't risk stripping it out. Just like that. Finally. Alright,
we didn't show it, but we pulled the transfer case off. So that is now off. And now we're pulling our bell housing bolts out, which for us was a 19 mil. And there should be 6 of them. So 3 on either side. We might have to get to the passenger side from the driver's side on the top up there. I'm not sure. I don't know, Tim, what else you got?
That's where we're at. Everything's unhooked. 3 more bell housing bolts, and she is out of there.
Yep, and this is our transmission stand for now.
Custom built for big truck transmissions,
exactly.
Actually.
Yep. All right, we are at pulling out the transmission section of this job. The other reason we decided to change this transmission is we're getting leaking everywhere. Our cooler lines were leaking. Our back seals were leaking. We changed the filter on the transmission at one point, but even, I mean, so you got a good filter, but transmission is just starting to go. So
it's 3.
Alright, what do you want me
Alright, transmission is out. Now we just got to get it out from underneath the truck. And that is the only downside to doing one on the ground. Well, one of the only. There you go.
All right, let me put this up so people can watch us look like idiots.
Try his key trigger.
So this bypass line is really good on the transmission we got. It's clean, it's nice, zero rust almost. Actually, there's no rust on it. So we're gonna take this off. We'll keep it in our spare parts, but we do have a brand new one right over there, which is really nice. So we'll throw that on there, but just keep this one for, you never know.
Yeah, it looks like the colors are all different.
I think Tim bought the wrong transmission.
I did.
The transmission that we got from the junkyard has a wrong connector. So the difference is some transmissions have a PTO, some transmissions don't. So this is the one that we took out of the truck. This is your PTO, and the one we had did not. So the connector right here, the main connector, was completely different. So we ordered a reman, or a brand new one actually.
It's reman.
It's a reman, so we got a reman, and we should see that in hopefully 2 days.
That would
But
be nice.
we'll see. 5 to 7 business days is what they claim. So then we will finish this in 5 to 7 days.